Chicago outfits Al Capone, the rise and fall of a 1930s gangster. In the dimly lit streets of Brooklyn, New York, on January 17, 1899, Alphonse Gabriel Capone came into the world. Raised in a poor Italian immigrant family, young Al Capone was exposed to the harsh realities of life from an early age. His early years were marked by a series of run-ins with the law, laying the groundwork for a future steeped in criminality. As a teenager, Capone found himself drawn into the criminal underworld, aligning himself with the notorious 5 Points gang. This association exposed him to the illicit activities that would shape his destiny. His charisma and ruthless demeanor quickly earned him respect within the gang, setting the stage for his rise to power. At the age of 19, Capone married Mae Josephine Coughlin on December 30th, 1918. Mae, of Irish Catholic descent, eventually gave birth to their son, Albert Francis Sonny Capone, 1918 to 2004, just earlier that month. Despite Capone's involvement in a criminal lifestyle, their union was characterized by apparent happiness. The year 1920 proved pivotal for Capone as he set his sights on the burgeoning city of Chicago. The Prohibition era was in full swing, presenting a lucrative opportunity for those willing to flout the law. Capone, recognizing the potential for immense profit, seized the moment and moved to the Windy City. Chicago, a city awash in illegal vice and corruption, became the canvas on which Capone painted his criminal masterpiece. He swiftly established himself as a formidable force in the illegal alcohol trade, organizing a vast network of speakeasies, breweries, and distilleries. Capone's ruthlessness in eliminating rivals and consolidating power earned him a fearsome reputation, with many referring to him as Scarface. Settling into the sprawling city of Chicago, he wasted no time in exploiting the opportunities presented by the Prohibition era. The city became a breeding ground for illegal enterprises, and he emerged as the orchestrator of a criminal empire known as the Chicago Outfit. The Chicago Outfit, under Capone's astute leadership, became a well-organized network of criminal enterprises. Bootlegging operations thrived, with Capone overseeing the smuggling, production, and distribution of illegal alcohol. Speakeasies, hidden establishments where patrons could indulge in prohibited libations, flourished under Capone's control. Capone's influence extended beyond the realm of alcohol. Gambling dens, brothels, and racketeering operations fell under the umbrella of the Chicago Outfit. Capone's strategic alliances with other influential crime figures, such as Johnny Torrio, helped solidify his dominance. The criminal underworld of Chicago became a battlefield, and Capone's ruthlessness was on full display as he eliminated rivals and expanded his territory. The notorious St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929 stands as a gruesome testament to Capone's iron-fisted rule. In an attempt to eliminate rival gang members, Capone's henchmen, dressed as police officers, ambushed and brutally murdered 7 members of the rival George Bugs Moran gang. The event shocked the nation and brought heightened scrutiny upon Capone, yet it only served to enhance his reputation as a crime lord not to be trifled with. By the early 1930s, the walls were closing in on Capone. The relentless pursuit by law enforcement, particularly Eliot Ness and his legendary Untouchables, intensified. Eliot Ness, a federal agent untainted by corruption, assembled a team of dedicated lawmen known as the Untouchables to bring Capone to justice. Their relentless pursuit, fueled by a commitment to uphold the law in the face of widespread corruption, put immense pressure on Capone's criminal empire. The turning point came in 1931 when Capone was convicted not for his numerous violent crimes, but for tax evasion. The U.S. government, led by prosecutor Frank Wilson, successfully argued that Capone's extravagant lifestyle was funded by undeclared income. In October 1931, Capone was sentenced to 11 years in federal prison. In May 1932, at the age of 33, Capone was incarcerated at Atlanta U.S. Penitentiary. Upon his arrival, he received an official diagnosis of syphilis and gonorrhea. Concurrently, he grappled with withdrawal symptoms resulting from his cocaine addiction, which had caused damage to his nasal septum. Despite demonstrating competence in his prison job, where he spent 8 hours a day stitching soles on shoes, Capone's letters were scarcely coherent. Perceived as a vulnerable personality, he struggled to cope with bullying from fellow inmates to the extent that his cellmate, seasoned convict Red Rudinsky, feared Capone might experience a breakdown. Later, with his exemplary conduct, Capone was granted the opportunity to showcase his musical talents by playing the banjo in the Alcatraz prison band known as the Rock Islanders. This band regularly held Sunday concerts for fellow inmates. As a tribute to his wife May, Capone went a step further and transcribed the song Madonna Mia, crafting his own arrangement of the piece. Capone's imprisonment marked a significant shift in the dynamics of the Chicago outfit. With its leader behind bars, internal power struggles erupted, leading to a fragmented and weakened organization. The once mighty empire built by Capone began to crumble. As the 1930s drew to a close, Capone, released from prison in 1939 due to his deteriorating health, faced a world vastly different from the one he had once ruled. Once the feared and revered crime lord, he emerged from prison physically debilitated and mentally diminished. His attempts to reclaim his former glory were futile, as the criminal landscape had evolved during his incarceration. The Chicago outfit, now led by others, had splintered, and new faces had risen to prominence in the underworld. Capone's post-prison life was characterized by obscurity. He attempted to maintain a low profile, but the shadow of his notorious past lingered. Referred to Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore for the treatment of syphilitic paresis, Capone faced initial rejection due to his notorious reputation. Later, Union Memorial Hospital in the city agreed to admit him as a patient. Capone expressed gratitude for the compassionate care he received and, in 1939, he donated 2 Japanese weeping cherry trees to Union Memorial Hospital as a token of appreciation. The public's perception of Capone shifted from a menacing figure to a diminished, broken man. His attempts at legitimate business ventures, including a stint in Florida, failed to restore his former glory. Despite his fall from grace, Capone's cultural impact endured. His life became the stuff of legends, with books, movies, and television shows immortalizing his exploits. Hollywood portrayed him as a larger-than-life figure, romanticizing the era of organized crime and prohibition. Capone's legacy also sparked debates about the nature of crime and justice. His imprisonment for tax evasion rather than more heinous crimes highlighted the challenges of prosecuting powerful figures. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre and other violent episodes associated with Capone fueled public fascination with the darker aspects of American history. As Capone's health continued to decline, he died on January 25, 1947, at the age of 48. He was buried at Mount Carmel Cemetery in Hillside, Illinois. Capone's death marked the end of an era, but his dark history lives on. And with that, we have come to the end of our video. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. This has been saying, see you next time.